All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2021 Diddy Kong Racing Time Trial Tournament. Today's match is between Asbo and Feesh. This is going to be a really exciting one. I think this is going to be the first clashing of vehicle proficiency we've seen so far. Asbo is one of Norway's finest car players. We're going to see his first pick here in Star City. I believe Fish banned Whale Bay. Yes. So, Asbo is a very proficient car player. He's one of the best on the site, while Fish has a much more widely expanded experience with all the different vehicles. So, this should be an interesting matchup. I really don't know who is going to come out in the end. I think overall Fish might have the advantage, but we'll see how things turn out. All right, both looking really good here on Star City. We are seeing Asbo slightly in the lead, going through all the tricky 90-degree turns in Star City. And we got a 2580 opener. That's pretty good. That's a pretty strong opener. Yep, and as Nordic just said in chat, I think hover is probably going to be the tiebreaker. Both are really pretty skilled in hover. I think hover might be Fish's favorite vehicle as well. So this would be an interesting matchup. I'm really looking forward to this. Asbo with a really strong run here. A 24:23 is a perfectly acceptable second lap. Oh, we're missing the zipper there on the ground. That one's always the trickiest to get, as you actually do need to slow down a little bit to ensure that you get it. And we are seeing Fish having to deal with the ghost. So that's, I think that's going to be a major difference on some of these card tracks between the two players. And it looks like Asbo is not getting rid of TT's ghost, the staff ghost. So he's going to go on with his other attempts. Ghostless, or without ghostless. More like ghost more. An even better opener for Asbo on his second attempt. We're seeing him take these corners really pretty tight. This is a notoriously tricky time trial. Really good lap there. 2371 is really good. A lot of the angles in the city are really hard to nail. If you can nail them, you can end up with some really fast times. Oh, yeah, clearly that's not what he's hoping for. I think he'll still pull out an acceptable time here.
Star City.
He's getting a great boost into the city. And that final boost up the hill can be really tricky as well. I'm honestly not really sure how to do it properly myself. And a 124.80 for Fish. He's going to be hoping for better on his last attempt for sure. but I think Asbo still has the best time. Asbo once again getting the better first lap from his first couple attempts. A 23.83 again, very, very good lap. Hard to be upset about that one. And this is shaping up to be a really good attempt for Asbo. 113, low 113 is really, really good. Yeah, 223 laps. Hard to be mad about that one. And oh no, Feesh falling off the edge of the bridge. That is exceptionally unfortunate for him. Feesh will finish out his third attempt here in full. But I think our first point is going to go to Asbo, which is going to be giving Feesh the pick on the next track. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes with. Again, he doesn't have the car advantage, but he has the plane advantage, and he has the hover advantage for sure. And just out of curiosity, I actually want to see how Asbo placed with that 3-lap, a 113.21. So that is a almost a top 10 time in a one try, or I suppose a 3-try attempt. But he's doing quite well for himself so far. And we're going to Walrus Cove Hover. Okay. So this will be interesting. This is the hover matchup we've been talking about. Feesh, I think, definitely has a little bit more of an edge in hover. He spent a lot of time with the vehicle, and he really knows what he's doing there. We saw a lot of that in the hover percent tournament this past winter and fall during the triathlon. And Asbo, not a bad hover player himself at all. Although his specialties lie in car, he is still very, very well versed in hover mechanics and has a good grasp on how it works. We will see how this shapes up here. Seeing Feesh with a very slight lead on this first attempt. And we are dead even again after that zippers. Looks like Asbo's taking the lead very slightly. And they are dead even again. Wow, great jump from Feesh, but he's going to hit the flagpole. Slightly behind Asbo still. Definitely not over. He's got 2 laps and 2 entire attempts to go. Asbo's still just barely maintaining that lead. Oh, but Feesh takes it. Oh, man. This is like watching the same feed. This is very close. Wow. Nearly dead even. This is going to be an intense 3 tries, I think. Ooh, rough bonk for Feesh there. Hitting the side of the wall. It's one of the bright sides of hover, though. A lot of bonks that are made in hover aren't as big of a deal as they might seem. Okay, this is like dead even. 58 and 38, 0.2 apart. With Asbo tying his 1 lap on both second and third lap, that's nuts. He duplicated it both times. Very, very close. I'm fascinated to see what happens here. This is crazy. All right, Fish going into his second attempt. Yeah, I imagine most people are already doing it, but I highly recommend just keeping your eye on the lap counter between each lap for each player. That's usually the best way to tell how each person's attempt is going. Oh yeah, there's that rough sideways bonk again for Fish. That's definitely going to lose him some time. As we see Asbo getting out of there pretty smoothly. We're hitting the wall a couple times in the canyon though, so Fish has got the 3308 opener, and it looks like Asbo's going to be slightly better with a 3230. So not too much farther ahead on the second attempt. All right, having a much smoother entrance into the valley this time, Fish. This is looking like it's going to be a pretty good lap for him. 29.78, there's our first sub 30. Let's see if Asbo can tie it. Okay, 30.95. So I think with that, Fish's second attempt is going to be overtaking Asbo's second attempt. Well, a little bit of an awkward hillside bonk there. That's not going to save time, but I don't think it lost that much either. Asbo having a nice smooth entrance as well. And we're going to get a 132 for Fish. Let's get the final number. 55. So a 0.03 improvement for him. And that is currently the time to beat, a 132.55 by Fish. So Asbo within 0.03 of his last time. His first time was 133.38, followed by a 35. But Fish beating his first time by a second 0.03, which is going to put him in the lead. Yeah, this is getting spicy. Okay, a little bit of an awkward entrance on the bridge. That's always a really tough corner to tackle in hover. I don't really know the right way to do it. If you should bonk up against the wall on the right side, or if you should just try to catch yourself and make a nice smooth turn. Pretty good opener with a 32.91. Asbo having a slightly rougher time in his canyon. Oh, and we're missing the zipper. That's gonna hurt really bad. That is very difficult to make up. Yep, a 35.16 is not what he wants to see going into his last attempt here, trying to beat this. He has to murder these last two laps to come out ahead. I don't actually know if it's mathematically possible anymore, although this lap is looking really clean. I think if he needs like 28s here to catch back up. We'll see if he can do it. She's having a little bit of trouble as well, though. Oh my god, there's the 28. There it is. Wow. Wow. A 135, so I don't think Fish is going to be too happy with that. This is a very good attempt by Asbo, though. But it's not going to be there. The first lap is going to eat him alive. Oh, man. Wow. So the point is going to go to Fish then, I believe. Which is going to pass the pick over to Asbo. So it looks like we're going to AL car. All right. Again, being a car track, I think Asbo might have a little bit of an advantage here. Then again, it is also AL car. This is an exceptionally overplayed track, seeing as it's the first thing in the menu. It's like super iconic Diddy Kong Racing, right? So yeah, you know, this could realistically go either way. In all reality, though, Asbo is part of the crew that have really redefined car, so I think he has some of the mechanics he needs to pull ahead of Fish here just on that alone. Wow, fantastic transition for Asbo. With a 13:25, very, very strong lap. Yeah, we're going to see Asbo popping off here for himself with a very, very good opening time. A 41.86. That's spicy. So that's actually beating Joey's times from this morning, and Joey was playing very well for himself as well. So again, we're seeing Norwegian car strats really taking the cake here. That's going to be hard to beat for Fish. Fish is going to have to PB by quite a bit, I think, to beat that. So it's looking like Asbo's definitely going to have the favoritism for this track. However, that will give Fish the comfort of getting to choose where to go next. Interested to see where he'll take us, if that is the case. This is probably the most strategic match we've had so far. The picks are really going to matter here. And a 41.86, or a 43 flat rather. So slightly slower. And Fish pulling out a 46.75 for himself. Fairly consistent second and third laps. Kind of hard to be too upset with that. And our final attempt here, let's see. 1541. You can do this. And 1571, okay. Still pretty close. $14.38. Actually pretty close to Fish's one lap PB. That's cool. Nice. And Asbo's going to finish with a 44.28, which is not too far off of Fish's 45.05. All right, so that will pass the pick off to Fish. Let's see what he has in store. Fish thinking, Fish calculating, formulating a plan. Doctorfeesh is typing. What will it be? Spaceport Alpha Plane. Now that is going to be interesting. So again, this is a non-shortcut tournament. This is all inbounds, and Spaceport Alpha, very well known to be a pretty rough track by all standards. There's a lot of places to bonk. There's guns trying to shoot you down. for a good 20% of the track. This could be very, very good or very, very bad for Fish, depending on a little bit of luck. I think it's a good pick, though. Plane is, without a doubt, Asbo's weak spot. We can see him sticking to TT. I think that's probably a little bit more inside his comfort zone, just as far as plane goes. But Fish is going to be expanding out into Drumstick, which is the standard choice for this track. He does have faster barrel rolls. That's going to give him a little bit of an edge. So far, so good. Fish has more bananas. He's getting shot down though. This is an awkward angle going into the alleyway here. Still not too far behind. That wasn't too rough of a shot for him. Asbo having some trouble though. He does have his 10 bananas. Opening with a 34, and Asbo 4 seconds behind at 38.21. Literal guns, yeah. Oh man, Fish is just getting bad luck in the alleyway. Oh no, really rough bonk for him. Asbo catching back up. Asbo still has the banana advantage, but I wonder if he has the mechanics to stay ahead. They are dead even going into lap 3. This is intense. Dive down underneath. Get the barrel roll out, the double. A few more bananas. Can Fish get through here unscathed? And it's looking like a no, but oh, Asbo gets shot too. Still pretty damn even. Oh man, and it's looking like Fish is oh no, 143.86 and 144.53. Okay, so a little bit of a rough start. We can see Fish's PB is a lot faster than that. I think if he can get the right angle going into the gunway, he'll be achieving a much better time for himself here in this match. Starting out with a rough bonk on attempt number 2, though. Not what he wants to see. But I definitely think he can pull out a better time here. And again, this alleyway is just brutal. Looks like he's going to have a very similar first lap to what he had last time. Actually, slightly slower at 35. He started with a 34 on his first attempt. Asbo looking pretty clean overall. Start at attempt number 2 for him. TT versus Drumstick. Ooh, a really harsh barrel roll bonk into the wall there. Not only do you have to avoid the bullets in the alleyway here, but you also have to avoid all the stupid obstacles. They have some of the weirdest hitboxes. A little bit of a backflip from Fish. Overall, though, I think he is having a cleaner attempt than Asbo on attempt number 2 here. Asbo taking home a 40. He's going to be looking for better than that on his lap 2 and 3 for sure. What will happen? Here comes Fish's last pull, and Asbo having a rough time again. This is a good pick. I think Spaceport Alpha Plane is a really, really underrated pick in this tournament. Most people are going to be picking Space Dust for the tilt factor, but there are other tracks out there that can have similar effects, and I think this is one of them. So that 142 is going to pull Fish ahead. It's going to give them the advantage. Oh man, Asbo spiraling out of control, smashing face first into the wall. Oh man. Ooh, crazy barrel roll into the vent here. That was sick. Fortunate head first bonk though. He's going to finish out this second attempt and he's going to come towards that third attempt with a whole fresh new mindset, ready to game, ready to go fast, having a great alleyway. We are learning along the way here. Look at this speed. Look at this turn. Wow. Yep. You can see Asbo picking up the pace and playing a little bit here. All right. Feesh taking his time in the alleyway, filled with guns. And a 32.93. That's his best first lap so far in this 3 attempts. Hard to be mad about that. Things are still looking very good for Feesh. Beautiful 3 barrel rolls. He's going to do 1. And it looks like he is going to go for that second one. That one is a little bit riskier as it is. Oh, no, and the unexpected front flip. Head first bonk for Asbo in the alleyway. Those damn obstacles once again in the way. But Feesh is looking like he's going to have the better outcome here. That 31.70 lap is plenty good for what he needs to pull up the win. And I think he will be seeing his second point here, which will tie us up once again. And there is a 136. Feesh blowing the last times that these two players have achieved on this 3 attempts out of the water with that. Very successful last time. Good stuff. So this is going to pass the pick to Asbo. See what he goes with. I'm expecting we'll see more car, but he might make a hover pick, and he might pocket that last car pick for himself. That does put him in danger, though, of giving Feesh control over the car pick. So he's got to be kind of careful here. He's got to make the right choice. Dina's in chat. Yes, this is pretty famously one of the more stressful events to watch. Let's just be glad that it is all 3 try attempts, not 1 tries like last time, because that was way worse. And we're going to Treasure Caves hover. You know, I thought we might see a hover pick for Asbo here. And sure enough, this is actually an interesting pick because he's going to kill Treasure Cave's car, which I think would be a strong pick for him. But he's going to trade it for hover instead. All right, so hover again. This is the kind of the tie vehicle, I think, between Feesh and Asbo. Both players have a very good understanding of the vehicle. Very, very equal in skill level, it's looking like. So let's pull out going into Treasure Caves. Both players are ready. The countdown has been unleashed into the chat. And it looks like Feesh forgot to change character. That's fine. You definitely don't want to play drumstick cover right now. That would put him in a very awkward position. All right, so as things get started here, we are seeing very, very similar PBs from both players. Asbo actually does have the faster 3-lap at a 49.41, but Feesh is not too far behind at 49.76. So again, this is nearly tied times between the two players. A very good transition from lap to lap for both players this first time here. Asbo will have the slightly slower lap 1, but still shaping up very well. 15.93 is a very good time. 15.55, he's going to beat Feesh's attempt second lap. And we're going to finish up with 49.80 something. 49.95, which is only 0.2 off of his 3-lap PB, so Fish is bringing all of it to this match. He's brought everything with him. We'll see if his second and third attempt can net him a PB here. But of course, Asbo also having 2 attempts left, he might be able to whip something crazy out here after having a little bit of time to warm up. Treasure Caves is kind of notoriously one of the most competitive hover tracks. It's very, very short. It's very fast-paced. It's full of boosts and zippers. There's not a lot of time between them. So there's a lot going on here, and it's actually harder to manage than it might look. So Asbo's second attempt with an 1858, and Fish will be slightly behind that. I saw him miss that zipper in the first lap, but still only a second after missing a full zipper. That could be a difference in mechanic. A second miss for him. That's very unfortunate. Asbo taking home a 1606. Ooh, Asbo missing as well, doing the same mistake. Great transition for Fish after lap 2. What just happened? He just rode right over that thing. What was that? Wow, I've never seen that before. I swear to God, he drove right over that. My quality might be a little off, but that was weird. All right, so Asbo will beat Fish on the second attempt, but Fish still has the best time to beat at 49.95. I do think Fish has a little bit more consistency in hover over Asbo. But it's hard to say. Again, some of these PBs are so close between the 2 players. Who knows? All right, finally hitting that zipper. I've never seen that get missed like that before. That looked like he drove right over it. That was like some Crescent Island wizardry. A little bit of a rough transition between lap 1 and 2. Asbo missing that zipper. That's harsh. That was a very good transition for him, but he can't connect it there. That's going to lose him a little bit of time as you don't have the speed. Oh, so is that head first bonk. Dang. And Fish missing it on his 3rd lap as well. Dang. All right, so it is looking like Fish's first attempt is going to carry that home for him for his 3rd point. And this is going to be Asbo's pick again. What are we going to see next? Fossil Canyon Plain. Asbo picking some plain. So I'm curious to see what these picks are, what he's going for with some of these picks, what his goals are going to be. Fish saying he was hoping not to see this track. So this might actually be a strategic pick on Asbo's part. All right, we're moving on. It's 2-3, 2 points Asbo, Fish 3 points. This is just as close of a match as I was hoping it would be. And we're getting things started. Here we go. So Fossil Canyon Plain, a particularly difficult track in Plain, without a doubt. This is tricky. Looks like Fish is going to line up all 3 zippers. Looking very good for himself. Oh, what a rough bonk for Asbo going into the tunnel. What's hard about this track for me is the canyon that we just saw Fish fly through. It is very, very difficult. to get that angle right. And it doesn't look like it should be. It's just a turn. But it's actually super, super tricky. So, okay, Feesh just finished his first attempt. This looks like a 102. $108, my bad. And it will be better than Asbo's attempt, it looks like. Asbo having a little bit of trouble on his first run here. So Feesh's PB, 100.46. He's got a little bit of an advantage here against Asbo for sure. But as we've seen with Plane many times in this tournament, there is a lot that can go wrong. So there's still plenty of opportunity for some pop-off times. Let's see what he can pull off here. And again, this is a very interesting pick from Asbo, I think. He might have known that this is not Feesh's favorite track going into this and might be looking to make the tilt pick. But that's not always guaranteed in these matchups, I don't think. Ouch. Rough bonk for Feesh there. Tunnel is also always very, very difficult to find your way into. All right. Asbo on lap 1 of attempt number 2. Feesh having a little bit of a slowdown in the tunnel. And it looks like his second attempt is going to be slightly slower than his first. His first was a 108.75. Asbo having a very good lap transition there. That was beautiful. And we're seeing the difficult up-down of this triple zipper showing up for Asbo there. Feesh has kind of got the motion down, it looks like, very nicely. It's akin to that of Frosty Village Plane, trying to get the triple zipper there, except it's in a much tighter space, so it's hard to pull off. Turning into the tunnel here for Feesh. Asbo finishes his second attempt with a 125. That is going to be 1 second better than his first attempt. So he still has an opportunity to pull out one clean run here. Feesh's third attempt, though, this is looking to be pretty strong for him. And yeah, this is a good finisher. 103 flat. Yeah, that's a very strong time. So Asbo really has to pop off here to beat that. We'll see if he can do it. And it sounds like I might be having a co-commentator joining me. Things are heating up in this match. There he is. How's it going, Giz?
Yeah, I was watching the match here, and it's exciting, so I wanted to join in.
It is super exciting. We're seeing some very, very interesting picks across the board, I think.
Very, very surprising picks in general.
Asbo pulling out a 109 on his last attempt, however. Yeah. That's like an 8-second PB for him. Hell yeah, way to go, man. Congrats.
I wonder why he chose this track, because Feesh, like, was it this week where he got that one flat? Yeah, like, and he did get a 103 here, which is a great time.
Yeah, super respectable in the tournament setting. A lot of the playing
Yeah.
times are so skewed because of how difficult the vehicle is. Ooh, here's our last car pick. And this is actually, I think this is a comfort pick for Asbo. Because I know Fish
Yep.
also really likes this track.
Yeah, but we all know that Asbo is very, very strong, and I think he's third place on the flap or something like that, right? Fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. All right, countdown is taking off here. Greenwood Village car. This is a favorite of mine as well. This is a very, very good car track. And we'll see if Asbo has some more treats in store for us because his times so far have been excellent on the car tracks that have been chosen.
Yeah, he did get a 41.
Yeah, that's very strong. In his first try too, and a one try, that's hard to pull off.
Yeah, I think this track is weird because I think, at top level, let's see, I mean, for 108, I think a player like Asbo could probably pull off a 108 without doing too much crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he will, yeah, as we can see, Asbo is definitely going a little safe. Okay, he tried to go for the YOLO turn there, or like the zigzag. But you see, 2 bongs is still like just a second behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a riskier track for him, just because it is bonk heavy. I myself ended up getting like a 115 or something on one of my attempts against Peegs, so things
Yeah.
can go poorly
Well,
here. But
yeah, things are going pretty poorly for Asbo right now.
yeah, this is definitely
sure.
not what he was hoping for, but lucky for him. We've got a couple
One
more
try.
attempts. Yeah.
Yep.
If this is a one try, some of these picks might have been biting him in the butt. And that same thing goes for Fish as well. On both Walrus Cove Hover and Spaceport off the plane, Asbo had better times first. So if this was a one try, this would be a very different match.
Yep. And a 113.10 and a 115, so both, yeah. I think Fish is way happier about his time than Asbo's with his. But I do think, if I were Asbo here on a second attempt, I would definitely go a little safer, because he has such good movement in general that I think if he just takes he's taking it pretty easy with that turn, which is very difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good call in my opinion. I think he should use the RB turn here. Yeah, I did hit it. Yep. I think that's a good call, because even though he's losing maybe a second or so per lap here because of these slightly slower strats, I still think he can get sub 110 with those kind of strats.
Yeah, for sure.
And the sub 110 will be very, very tough for Fish to do anything about.
Yeah, we're seeing a slightly better attempt from Asbo the second time around. This one looks like it will end up being a sub 10, especially after that turn. That was pretty clean, generally speaking. So
Yeah,
this could easily be a 21.
He's definitely taking it easy here. Oh, if he bonks. But
Yep.
this is still like in the 110 range, so.
Yep. So he will take the lead with that time, and yeah, that will be difficult for Fish to bop.
And I think, but as I said, I still really liked his approach, because now that you have 3 tries, you can kind of get one safe attempt in to just set the time, because he saw that oh, if he gets a 113, I can beat that with a safe attempt. Yep. And then that's what he did. Maybe he should go more YOLO in this attempt. He did take a pretty safe turn there as well, but maybe he'll YOLO the zigzag instead. Nah, he doesn't.
Took it a little bit wide, but
Yeah, I think he bonked a few times in the last attempt,
yeah.
the 110. So I think he's just gonna go for a safe one again and make sure that he doesn't drive in the grass and bonk and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Then
he could go full YOLO here and get himself like a 105 or something, but I think he'd much rather, with the
take it
state
safe.
of the match, yeah, he needs to take this safe and just make sure he secures the point.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. 21 is still a quick lap, but you know, it's not a YOLO lap.
Yeah, we'd be seeing low 20s if he was YOLOing hard. But yeah, I think Asbo definitely has to win this one, and it looks like he's going to close out that win with this 109. That's a comfortable place for him to be. That will give him the point to make it 3-4. And this leaves us with one hover track and one plane track left. So there's not a whole lot Asbo can do with those picks. He can probably pull out a win on the hover, depending on the track. But the plane is going to have a rougher time against Fish. So
yep. But it is very interesting though, because I have to mention it since I wasn't here from the beginning, but it's extremely uncommon to choose a ban when you win the coin flip, especially if it's a hover only track where you know Fish is a slightly stronger player. So interesting.
Yeah, I think. Oh, here we go. Space Dust Plane. That's a spicy pick. This
Very
is obviously an infamous plane track. Very infamous. Probably one of the most loved and most hated in the game.
yep.
Very intense track, but Fish might be able to pull out a strong time here against Asbo and secure the point. Although, I might have picked the hover track if I was Fish, because that would have forced Asbo to pick a plane track if you can pull out the win on the hover. And that could end up being a secure 2 points for you, but it's hard to say.
Very hard. But maybe he wants. I mean, this is a rough track, and we both know that Peach has spent way more time on Space Alley playing than Asbo has. So I still think it's a good pick, because also, like, you know, being behind 5-3 and you are forced to choose hover is not really that fun either.
No. Either way here, Asbo's Asbo's in kind of a rough spot. But at the very least, he'll have control over the hover pick if he can't pull out the win. Yeah, that's hard for Fish.
Yep.
This is where we see the format come through. This stuff gets intense. It's very hard to make these decisions on the spot during the match. I think it's nice this time around. We have some more tools that kind of help both us and players know where we are in the match. Also interesting, both players going with TT here, so that might be a comfort pick as well. Oh, dang. The rough headfirst bonk.
It is so funny because both these players have made multiple already, and we're like just halfway through the track.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that it's not even surprising because this track is just absolutely insane. That's why, you know, when you watch Joey and Obayo fight for the world record here, which is a 110, by the way. Yeah, it's actually crazy.
It is. It's insane.
Because we can see Asbo, like he finishes the second lap at 122, so
yeah,
that says a lot about how insane.
At Fish's PB already. Fish as well. Gonna be plus 10. Oh man, both players just getting rocked.
Yeah, that was very rough to watch, man.
Yeah, this is the hardest.
So hard. Playing is so hard. Like people. The funny thing is, I feel like, you know, understanding the physics of the plane is the easiest.
Yeah.
But holy, it's hard to perform. And Like if you just get one try, it's ridiculous how hard it is. And that's why you see, you know, at top level, I think like the main difference between, you know, high, mid, and top level players is definitely the plane.
Yep.
This
Yeah, always will be, I think.
yeah, because playing is just so hard to do consistently. Man, but Fish is doing way better here. He he has gone really safe to make sure that he's not bonking. But at the same time, you know, he has like he has been going very safe, but not, you know, it's way too safe, because that's a risk when you just whole day all through the level with hover, no, with plane. But I feel like he is like he's weighing his options real well here.
Definitely.
Like taking it really safe, but he knows that Asbo's struggling. Oh, of course.
Dang.
But that was his first major mistake so far. He's gonna crush his next time. Wow. Rough last lap there
Dang.
for Bish, but
He will improve by 5 seconds here in his attempt. So this is probably going to secure him the point.
there's one more to go. Oh, okay. What do you think Asbo will pick? Wow, that
For
bonk
hover.
again. Yeah, for hover. What do you think he will choose?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be a water track.
I thought Boulder Canyon, like Asbo's pretty strong in Boulder Canyon.
That's true. That's a good point, actually.
I don't think he will pick Pride Lagoon. I agree with that. But Boulder Canyon feels like a
It's
viable option.
It's really hard to say though too, because Fish has so much time in ATR. I wouldn't want to pick default against him
I feel.
from Asbo's perspective. So I
feel
kind of want to do something a little bit out of left field, maybe like Wumo Plains hover.
Oh yeah, he's yeah.
He knows
Man.
that track. You know, he knows where bananas are. He knows the route a little bit better. So that could be a decent pick for him here.
I'm trying to think about other good picks for him. Let's see, hovercrafts. It's a tough one. Maybe
Wow.
you want like a fast one, like a Snowball Valley or something like that. Ooh, 124 by Peach.
Very well done. Getting
Yeah,
very close to his own PB there.
Yeah, popping off a little bit there.
Hell yeah. As we'll finish up his last attempt here. And this is going to bump us back to 3 to 5, I believe. Yeah. So this is interesting because we have one more hover track to play, but the match is far from over after that. Even if Fish won that, he'd still only be at 6, which means Asbo would get another pick, and that pick would likely be Car, since we're going to be all done with our 3-3-3 vehicle restrictions. Car is going to open back up for Asbo again, and that could take him even farther in this match. We could see a 6 to 7 either way here. This is getting interesting, getting even spicier than we started out with.
I still think, you know, maybe I feel like Canyon Plane was a weird pick. Also, Trisha Cave's Hover was a rough pick. So Asbo has been trapping himself a little bit, I feel like. I'm not sure, what do you feel? How do you feel about it?
I don't know. It's rough because it might have been a comfort pick for him. It might have been, well, I have to pick hover. I don't want to pick plane. He wanted to. Oh, HTV hover. Wow, that actually could be a good pick.
Yep. That's it's like HTV hover is a very random pick, or it's that level is yeah.
Less friendly. You need a little bit
Yeah.
of luck, I think.
Yeah.
Luck in grabbing bananas, luck in hitting the one boost you get to hit. This is going to come down to mechanics, I think, which makes me think Feesh might have advantage going here, but we'll see.
Yeah, but if we look at the PBs, it looks like
Ooh,
it actually
wow.
looks like he has a great time here.
Yeah, he does. 15 versus 24 and a better one. Very good one lap. Top 10 one lap versus
Yeah.
top 20. Low top 20. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how this turns out.
Yeah.
So far, this is the best match we've had for sure regarding the format and how intense these matches can be. So I'm having a blast.
Yeah, this is a really good match, and I mean these are two very evenly matched players as well. I mean, if we look at the leaderboards, Asbo is 14th and Peach is 19th on the combined leaderboard. So yeah, it is definitely an even matchup here.
Asbo falling off a little bit. That's going to give Feesh a tiny little bit of a lead. Here's the area where we're seeing there's a little bit of luck coming in with grabbing these bananas. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
both of them
don't
very
even
unlucky.
know. Yeah.
Look at the lap times.
Yeah, very,
0.06
very
apart.
close.
0.06
Nearly synced here. Very clean hop for both of them up onto the ledge.
Yeah.
It can be really rough too. That's a little bit of randomness there. Ooh, Asbo's falling off again. Feesh
Both
as well.
of them.
Oh, man.
My god. Exactly the same mistake, basically.
Let's see if he goes for the zipper. He does, but he misses.
Yeah, Peach went for bananas instead. So
Yeah,
that's
Asbo's
interesting.
gonna have slightly faster. This might be Asbo pulling out if nothing goes wrong in this last lap for him. Clean jump on the ledge, very, very fast.
Peach as well, but Peach failed the jump. Ooh, he fell down.
Yep, this first attempt is looking like it's going to go to Norway.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
124. Yeah, I mean, a 124 is honestly a very solid start. That's
Yep.
that's not an easy time to beat.
Both players having a little bit of trouble falling off the ledge there. That is probably the toughest part of the track outside of trying to get the bananas, trying to hit the zipper. It's very easy to swerve a little bit too far to the left and bump into the wall, and it loses so much more time than you would think, bumping into that wall and falling off. Like a full half a second typically. So both of them had multiple of those kinds of mistakes in that first attempt. We'll see if their second attempts are a little bit cleaner than that.
And the interesting part here is that, you know, if Asba wins here, then probably your strat would have been the better choice. You know, choosing a hover track that Fishy would have preferred to force Asbo to do plane.
Yeah.
Because now he chose the level where he's strong.
Right. Yeah, it's tricky. I don't really know, because if Fish pulls out a win here, oh no, Fish stuck under the wall.
Oh wow!
Asbo had a good zipper, but nope.
Yeah, he had a good zipper and smashed into the wall.
Yep. That is one of the hardest zippers in the game. In hover, that is so difficult to pull off.
Yep, I agree.
And even Patty in chat saying that he actually would recommend skipping it for this tournament, which I kind of agree with. I mean, I think my first couple of PBs here, I didn't go for it, and I got perfectly respectable times. 122, that's good.
122 is very good.
So Fish is going to have one more attempt to try to take down a 122.
Yeah, 122 there is Yeah, that's gonna be very tough for Fish to beat, honestly.
Yeah, Asbo forcing Fish to PB here.
Yeah.
Tricky stuff. So if Asbo does pull a win here, that's going to give Fish reign over the plane track, which is interesting, I think, because we're getting a little limited on our plane picks. Ancient Lake is dead. He's got Jungle Falls, Everfrost Peak, Frosty Village, and Wimble Plains. I think he's got 4 tracks to pick from for plane.
If I were him, I would choose Windmill Plains, probably.
Yeah, I think that would be the best choice. We'll see what he goes with. He might want to take a comfort pick. I don't think it'll be Frosty Village, but I think if Fish was really smart here, if he can't pull out this PB, a Jungle Falls plane pick would be great because that's gonna steal car.
True. It's true, but I mean, remember that the first track that Asbo became a top contender in was Windmill Plains car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think,
very good
you
point.
know, I think it would be pretty nice for him to pick Windmill Plains just to get rid of the Windmill Plains car. Because I agree with you with Jungle Falls, because I feel like the plane level is a little more random. Because Windmill Plains plane is such a, you know. Wait, I just want to see this final time here. This is going to be closest.
Oh my god. Oh, we did it!
Are you kidding
No
me?
way!
He pulls off a 2-second PB in the last attempt.
Holy shit.
You gotta
Let's
be kidding me, man.
Go, Fish. Wow.
Wow, okay, that's so
insane.
that's so impressive. Like, basically, you know, the match point. Wow, that's harsh. Of course, Asbo can pick whatever he wants now, but ooh, I'm pretty sure Asbo's gonna be very disappointed there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he beat his PB.
Yeah, he did it. He beat it by 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wow.
like Asbo beat his PB.
Yep.
So he had to PB to be able to clutch it, and he does get a PB on his last attempt, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. That is unreal. I was mostly looking at the spreadsheet to see what our next picks might be. But wow, I did not see that coming. I looked over and I saw Fish crossing the finish line around like 119. I was like, oh my god. Wow.
DI car. Interesting pick.
That's a good pick, actually, I think. Asbo's very strong here.
He is. He's going to win this. However, the only thing I have against the pick is that, you know, he's not blocking any plane track.
Yeah.
I think like a Windmill Plains car would have been a slightly stronger one because, you know, then we would block Windmill Plains plane. But yeah, it's of course CI car is almost a guaranteed win for him here.
Yeah.
But I think like if I were him, I would probably pick Windmill Plains because he's super strong there, and just to block one of the default plane tracks.
It's really hard. Like, it's kind of a horse apiece. It's 3-6 now. That was really clutch by Fish. Fish might have clinched the match with that PB. That was really crazy. Because at this point, yeah, I mean, every car pick that Asbo can make, even if he's getting rid of plane somewhere, he's not getting rid of it somewhere else, like Everfrost Peak or Jungle Falls or Frosty Village. You know, all of those tracks he's very good at car in, but he's not going to be able to prevent that pick. And who knows? Fish might be like, I don't want to play plane. He maybe doesn't want to take that chance. He might go hover and then open a door for Asbo. We'll see what the decisions are as we continue.
So a little rough first lap there. Oh, we missed the zipper.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure he's glad this is not a one try.
Yeah.
I remember in the last tournament when I faced Bandau, and I jumped over the zipper on the third lap and lost by 0.2 seconds.
No.
So I mean, that's what happens in the one try, but this one I feel, even though this one is a little rough for him right now, I don't think he's too upset. Like, he has 2 more attempts. He's definitely gonna get a better one than this one. 111. 93.
111 flat. Fish has gotten a lot of those flat times. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, that second lap is a little rough for Asbo. He'll definitely pull out better in these coming attempts.
Oh yeah. As I said, like, even though that was a rough attempt, I can't see Fish getting a point here, honestly. Look at the look at the ranks here.
Yeah,
like,
very, very different times.
Yeah, we have 3rd place versus 38. I mean, yeah.
I mean, Fish does have the advantage of this being a default track, so he's very familiar with it, of course. But
of course,
Asbo has some advanced strategies here as well. I think typically that last turn, the really sharp one, the 180 degrees. Wow, that zipper not being kind to Asbo at all.
Nope.
You're kidding me. Ouch.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
But still, I think this is still a decent attempt.
We're just about synced up here. Oh, no.
He YOLO'd the turn. A little surprising, in my opinion, because, I mean, sure, he has 1 more attempt, but he wants to...
You gotta pull up the Greenwood Village strats here. You gotta take it easy, I think.
Exactly. I mean, his PB is a 101. He needs to beat the 111. I mean, he does anyways.
110.38, even with that massive, look at that, 3 seconds slower than his first lap. He still pulls it out. 2093, that's a great fast lap. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing we're seeing a lot in this tournament, is giving somebody 3 tries at a track. I mean, there's just so much wiggle room for players that really know this game to, you know, work out a couple decent attempts, and that usually can get them the point. And we're seeing that here. If these were 1 tries, again, this would be a very different, much more stressful tournament. A lot of the, I mean, just speaking from experience so far, some of these tracks I haven't played in a year and a half. I just haven't touched them. So trying to remember on the spot what the fastest strats are, what the fastest route might be, could be a little scary. 2308 opener, really pretty damn good. Hard to be upset with that. Fine. 2 zipper being nice to Asbo.
Yeah. This is gonna be tough for Fish.
Oh, rough turn for Fish there.
Yeah, and as we can see here, Asbo is on pace for a 105.
This might be 104. Wow.
Good last lap, mid 20.
Okay, and yes, here it is. The plane pick, Jungle Falls plane.
Yep. Not surprising.
Nope. Yeah, we definitely. Wait, it's hard not to see this pick coming, a plane pick.
No.
I mean, think Fish has taken Asbo over in plane on every plane track so far, so it's.
I think it's quite the margin.
Yeah.
As well.
Right.
So yeah, I think this is a good pick, and even if even if Asbo would take this one, then Fish would have 2 more plane picks to pick. So.
Right. All right, still game point for Fish going into Jungle Falls plane. Although Fish definitely has the edge here. Jungle Falls plane is hard. It's not easy. It's
hard.
Very tight, really tricky turns. The zippers are all on the ground. There's no air zippers. And we're actually going to see him sticking with TT here. Typically, Drumstick is used for the fastest times, but TT might be a comfort pick just to make sure that he can make all the turns he needs to make without some major mistakes.
Yeah. One thing that's good with TT here is also is that you can do 2 barrel rolls from the zipper, ground to ground zipper, in easier fashion.
Right. Yeah, we're going to see Asbo missing the ground zipper there while Fish gets it, and Fish has the extra bananas from earlier in the lap. Asbo he went straight
Wow.
for... Dang. Yeah, that palm tree, perfectly placed. Oh no, Asbo. Little indecisive up or down there. Yeah, this is a fast plane track, though. This could be... Asbo could pull an upset here. You never know. He did pull out like an 8-second PB on Fossil Canyon Plane in this match.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
who knows what could happen here. Although after this first warm-up for Fish, he might be very secure. This is kind of a wild card pick, I think, actually. Jungle Falls Plane is tough. It's a hard track.
So for any player,
Yep.
it's very, very tough.
So Asbo's about 5 seconds behind. Missing zippers, missing bananas here and there. So he has the space, I think, pull it off. But Fish might also take off here.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. He gets a lot of bananas here. Good first lap from Fish. Whoa! That was a risky second. Like, he delayed his barrel so much. It's such a risky one.
Right.
But this is a very good attempt from Fish right now. Yeah, he only did one there. He should have done it earlier, like way earlier barrels. But still, no bonks. Okay, 51. Ooh, okay, wow, 1693.
Nice. Missing the ground zipper there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, just brutal.
slamming his face into the wall there. But yeah, Fish's 51 here is going to be rough to get to beat.
And Asbo actually still beating his first attempt. So he's got a lot of room here to improve, to go a little bit faster. We'll see what he decides to do in terms of strategy. I think if he just got bananas and barrel rolled very safely, he could beat that 51 for sure. You just need a couple of smooth laps, I think, which we've seen Fish do here a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Fish is going kind of safe. But you know, he's grabbing his bananas. He's I mean, he's just doing what he's supposed to. And sure, just one barrel roll, even though he could do 2 kind of easily. It's just that, you know, why? You know?
Why risk it? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
Asbo takes the win here, I guess, you know, he could pick another plane, but there's also a lot of nerves involved in this tournament format. So if you lose one plane track to Asbo, you know, the next one could be lost as well. Who knows?
Absolutely.
All right. It looks like Asbo is not going to have enough... Oh, maybe... No, he's not going to have enough time here. But he will close this out with a 3-lap PB by over 2 seconds.
Nice.
So hell yeah. Nice. And that will do it. That's game point for Fish. He hit 7. This is the longest match we've had so far. Very exciting one to watch. Super intense gameplay.
7-4.
Yep.
How's that doing it in the group? Because who's in that group?
Let's see. This is Group C. So this is Ovio, Asbo, Fish, and Morks.
Ooh.
Welcome, gamers.
Hello,
Welcome.
gamers.
Hello. That was an awesome match to watch. Super intense. Really interesting and good picks. How do you guys feel about it?
I kind of had a good feeling that I just wasn't gonna win a card track. CI was the closest I came, but Asbo pulled a huge 104.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And GV was not too bad. I was very rusty on the car version of that track, so that was a really nice pick to take hover away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm extremely disappointed in my hover, both in Walrus and HTV actually. Even though big grats on the PB there, Fish. That's really
thanks, man.
Like I was expecting not to win any plane tracks, so I've been like, but I'm just really disappointed in my performance on the hovercraft. But GG's though, that was insanely clutch on the HTV. I was
Thanks,
watching it. I was like, oh man, really? Is he doing this?
I told myself before, I was like, all right, I have to PV to win.
Yeah.
And miraculously, I pulled it out. Like, I have not practiced that track. I was fully prepared to pick HTV plane. Like, I was like, I don't want to touch hover because Asbo has a better time than me on it. Like, he can easily just get a time I can't beat, and yeah, that was nuts.
It was nuts.
It was crazy. Yeah, both
So-
me and Giz freaked out.
Yeah. I just want
can't wait to watch that.
I think I just want to ask Asbo about the Fossil Canyon plane pick. What happened there? No, I would just like because you said like you wouldn't beat him in plane, so that you were mostly disappointed in your hover, which is understandable. Like I thought you played well though. I mean, you got like 132s and stuff in the Walrus Cove, which are not bad times at all.
No, those aren't bad at all. Yeah.
And your HTV times were also solid, so I think you played well. He's just like had a good day as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
And I just like the most surprising thing to me was the FC plane pick when you could have picked a car track or a hover track that you preferred.
Yeah, I mean, I learn as I go by, right? So
Yeah, definitely.
I won't do that mistake in my next matches.
Yeah, I was just wondering. It was an interesting pick because it was surprising as all.
Yeah.
And I also want to ask Fish about another surprising thing. Why did you choose to ban Whale Bay when you can pick any track?
My default hovers are weak, and Asbo.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not practiced on Whale Bay. Like Asbo has a better time than me on probably every single default hover, maybe besides BC. But
Really? Okay. Wow.
I definitely felt weak there, so I was like, I don't want to have to go to Whale Bay. I don't want to have to go to like I wouldn't have minded Pirate Lagoon. I just PB'd recently, but yeah, that was the idea behind that pick. And yes, that gives information to my other opponents, but we'll see. I kind of was okay giving up car picks to get plane picks and hover picks that I wanted.
Right. For Asbo, you went with Crescent Island Car, which obviously like you're like literally one of the top players there. Did the thought cross your mind at all to go with like Everfrost Peak Car or Windmill Plains Car just to take the plane picks away from Fish, or did you just want to go with the comfort pick somewhere you knew you could definitely pull the point?
Yeah.
I love that CI pick.
I mean, there are 13 plane tracks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, there was no way. Or from my point of view, I just wanted something that I could not like mess up for a potential clutch. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So
Totally understandable.
I mean, I could just. Sorry.
No, I just really liked, like I was talking about like how to play in when you were playing Greenwood, and I really liked it because you know like you took it a little safer, but you knew that a safe run would beat Fish.
My best run, yeah.
So
was good.
I like that. Like, because like in the first attempt, you made a lot of mistakes when you tried to go faster.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, you were like RB turning a little bit, losing 0.2, 0.3 seconds in the turns. But it's like, but when you know that like a second per lap doesn't really matter too much to lose, then I think I feel like it's a really good strategy from you to do. So yeah, I was very happy to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was also pretty upset, like after the HTV loss, so I didn't want to risk anything either, because I was like, ah, man, there
Yeah.
goes the match point, or like that was probably the match breaker when you won that.
Yeah, I was really nervous about the HTV hover pick.
Yeah.
I I think TC hover also worried me a lot, and I just happened to pull out a god run in the I pulled out a run within like milliseconds of my PB. Like if I didn't do that, I think you even could have taken TC hover. That was a really good pick.
Yeah, my hover was not on point today, and you were
Yeah.
you were just better on hover. That's how it is. It was really
it
good.
happens.
I had fun at least.
I had a lot of fun. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I was super nervous on like the first tracks, but once you went for like an early car like Star City, I was like, oh, let's just come like that's another like I like these car tracks, even though obviously I'm not as good as like a lot of other players in the top 20 at car. Like I quite enjoyed some of the tracks, so it'll just let me have fun. Yeah. So thank you for a wonderful match, and good best of luck against the rest of our group. And I guess we have another match going on soon.
I just want to say your group is insane.
It really is. Yeah, we pulled Morks. Like
honestly, a super rough group for because I mean, even though Morks hasn't done many time trials, he's obviously a well-rounded player who should do more time trials. Yeah, I think he. Yeah, I think. But yeah, I mean, you guys are really good, and also you both are top 20 time trialers, and I think Morks could go kind of close to that if he tried.
Agreed.
A crazy group, and also with Bio, of course, who. Yeah, he's a very good player.
Definitely.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the last time trial tournament. So.
I mean, if Feesh wants to like advance to the next round, it's in his hands right now, so he just has to beat Morks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing. Yeah, I think a lot of things can happen.
Yeah.
Well, Bio is obviously really hard. I mean, he beat Morks 7-0.
Yeah. So.
Bio is very, very hard. I mean, he's one of the top contenders for the tournament.
So. Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Good stuff.
I'm much more nervous against Morks. Like.
For sure. So next up we have Dealer Ben versus Tarzan. Tarzan played earlier today, so he did get his first run through of the tournament format, but I believe this is Ben's first debut in their group. So look forward to that. I think we're going to cut to intermission, and we'll be back in just a minute with that. And I think you'll have Giz and Asbo, because I'll be stepping out of the commentary booth. So,
yes.
Hey.
All right. Thanks, everybody.